Welcome to the Weather Guru podcast for July 11th, 2023, Tuesday for the lower 48 United States. Well, first, we're going to look at the National Weather Service hazards, and then we're going to go into tropics, and then we're going to come back and look at any severe weather warnings that we have for the lower 48. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a pretty quiet pattern right now, to say the least. Hot and humid takes over the northeast and the southeast with excessive heated riseries in the middle of the country. Obviously, Texas, from El Paso, DFW down to Houston, Corpus Christi, and into the hill country of Texas. It will continue to be hot and humid, but the good news is there's no severe storms in this area at this time. Flood watch is in effect from the lower Arkansas Valley down through the northern Louisiana. So if you're in Shreveport, Oil City, back through Conway, Arkansas, and up towards Little Rock, be careful for some flooding rains that may put up a half inch to an inch an hour. Out west, we have excessive heat warnings in the valley of the lower high deserts, from the high deserts to the low deserts of California, from the Salton Sea back toward Indio, Palm Springs, Lake Havasu City, the Grand Canyon up through Las Vegas, Henderson, Nevada, Sparks. All these areas are going to be in excessive heat warnings in effect. Typical summertime pattern, guys. We're in July, mid-July, late July to August. Hottest part of the summer is the dog days are coming in soon. Excessive heat watches are extending into the San Joaquin Valley. So if you're coming up I-5 or the 99, you want to take it easy. Drink plenty of hydration and wear lighter clothing. Same thing if you're in the San Francisco, the Portola Valley, south there. Heading north as well, up into Tracy, Redding, California, places like that. It's going to be hot in Reno and Tonopah, Nevada as well. Now we also have a severe thunderstorm watch. As we look at this too, there's some severe thunderstorms in the North Dakota, South Dakota, and eastern Wyoming. Some storms are popping there. Severe thunderstorms may produce hail and gusty winds. Not so much of a tornado threat, but gusty winds and hail is definitely a threat for that now. So looking at the National Hurricane Center here, we have this area east of Bermuda, a couple 500 miles northeast of Bermuda. It's just producing organized showers, and so it's given a medium chance of development through 7 days, a 50% chance. Even if it becomes named, let's say it does become named a subtropical or tropical storm, it will be named Don. That's the next name on the list, D-O-N as in Don. But it's moving easterly, it's moving away, so it may in a couple of days, say next week after Sunday or Saturday into Monday, affect the Azores Islands. We're heading into cooler waters and just dissipating, but that's yet to be seen. But in any case, we do have that. Now in the eastern North Pacific, we have Tropical Depression 13E that is moving away, of course, west-northwest at 18 knots or 21 miles an hour, moving away from land, so there's no threat to land in the Mexico or Cabo at this time. So we will continue, probably get a name as well. As it continues to head on that pathway west-northwest at 21 miles an hour. It's moving quickly, so we'll probably get a name, but it's not going to affect any land, mainly for shipping interests and mariners out there. Central Pacific, nothing going on there, so that's good news. Now back to the radar here. On radar scope, I want to show you we have the severe thunderstorm warning. Just a couple in South Dakota here. This is for in the 7:45 Mountain Time. Severe thunderstorm 14 miles southwest of New England, 7 miles of the Mud Buttes in South Dakota. It's moving southeast at 40 miles an hour. Golf ball size hail and 60 mile an hour wind gusts is the main threat here. I could put this into motion, and you can see here, there it is coming across Rames, South Dakota, Bowman, Scranton. If I zoom out here, you can get a better idea here of some of the cities here. So if you're in Lemon, South Dakota, if you're heading toward Mott, these storms are moving at east-southeast at 28 knots with hail about 1.5 inches in diameter. That's about the golf ball size hail is in here, in some of this core here. Hail is about 1 inch to 2 inches here between Bowman and Mott, South Dakota here. North Dakota, excuse me here. This is heading in South Dakota, Butte County, South Dakota, just to the south of the border here. And these are heading southeastward here toward the border here with South Dakota. So we have these storms here. This storm here is moving in South Dakota, is moving southeast at 31 knots, and it is producing that hail here. As you can see, the core, that purple here, that's that hail corridor right in here in South Dakota. And we also have one in North Dakota for Adams, Bowman, and Slope. This is North Dakota one I was showing you actually. So this is for Adams, Bowman, and Slope counties here in North Dakota. And as you can see, it's producing that hail here. I can show you here the storm relative velocity, and you can see it right there. It's that hail core right there in white, predicted in white there, right about here. And that's what you're looking at right in here. That's the hail core. I can show you a better picture of that using radar scope in the precipitation depiction here, and you can see it right there, that purple coming in there, that is the hail corridor, as this is all moving southeast very fast here. We'll go back to the reflectivity here, and you can see it's mostly just that. Now if we go to the correlation coefficient, you can see there's nothing, just really just straight line winds here. As you can see here, there's no rotational things going on with this system, but since it's moving so fast to the southeastern, there's a little bit bow echoing going on here. When it bows out like that, the winds are spreading out, and a little bit of an outflow boundary here, so that's producing these strong winds there, and that's why the National Weather Service has issued that severe thunderstorm warning that expires in 52 minutes. So we have golf ball size hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. You want to park your cars underneath the garage if you have it in the garage or a closed space. Golf ball size hail will definitely do damage, of course, to roofs, siding, windows, and vehicles. So you want to protect those. So in Bowman, Scranton, Rame, Monmouth, Hettinger, Buffalo Springs, any of these areas in South Dakota, you want to be able to take shelter. Now, let's go back to the regular picture here, the reflectivity. Once again, these are the showers that we have mostly in the Dakotas here, South Dakota, North Dakota. There is a slight warning here in northern Wyoming here for Sheridan, Wyoming, and this is for the same thing. 45 miles east of Sheridan, severe thunderstorm warning, baseball size hail, so this is a little bit bigger, in 60-mile-an-hour window. So this wind gust. So this is a destructive storm. Right here and way in northern Wyoming here in Campbell and Sheridan counties. We can go there right now, and you can see it. Oh, I went to the wrong one here. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna go back to Wyoming here. Here we go. And the Montana. Why is it showing? Okay, we have the severe thunderstorm warning still in effect for Sheridan for 30 more minutes here in Wyoming. And that cell is producing right here, is producing on the border of Sheridan, just east of Sheridan, 30 miles east. It's racing here. This storm here is producing golf ball, the baseball size hail. 1.25 inches, moving 34 knots east at 34 knots. It's moving very fast. So this expires in 35 minutes. So if you're in northeastern Sheridan County and north central Wyoming, 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and ping pong size hail. So between golf ball and ping pong size hail with these storms here, as they continue to race off toward the southeast, huge complex here east of Sheridan and Arvada, Wyoming. But that's not the main ones. The main ones are here in South Dakota and North Dakota. That's the only watches we have. The other watches are in Canada, and there's just special marine warnings down south for these storms here coming across Slidell, Louisiana to the northeast of New Orleans here. So be careful. There's heavy rains here from Slidell Parish over to just across Lake Pontchartrain there. So if you're on that boating interest, here boating interest out there, special marine warning again for Lake Pontchartrain and Lake Mussapress and Lake Borzine in the Mississippi Sound. Water spouts could be located near Eden Isle here. There was a rotational signature here located near Eden Isle, a water spout that could come onto land here, as you can see here. We'll go to the we'll check this out real quickly here. We'll go to the storm relative velocity here, and we'll see what we got here. And there is that coupling, and I'll pause it right here for you. In Eden Isle, there's a coupling of the two right here. Winds going away from the radar, winds going toward the radar, and there's the signature right there, the tornado vortex signature. So there's a water spout there that could come on the land and cause damage to Eden Isle, just to the east of Eden Isle here off of Lake Pontchartrain. So be very careful if you're in that area there. If you're traversing the Lake Pontchartrain highway there, be very careful. They're coming into Eden Isle and Slidell. There is that coupling there, and there's that chance for a tornadic activity. Either water spouts or water spout could come on land there, and as it moves southeastward, creating that thing there, creating that boundary there. So be very careful there. Once again, Eden Isle coming off Lake Pontchartrain, there's a special marine warning for water spouts that can come on land, possibly affecting Eden Isle, Pearlington, and Slidell area there off the east side of Lake Pontchartrain there. Other than that, that's all we have. Just heavy rain coming down to the east of there, up towards Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and also coming into Laurel, Mississippi, and into Mobile later on tonight, probably about another hour. It'll be into the Mobile, Pritchard area there in Alabama. So that's the only warnings that we have. Thank you for joining me here on Weather Guru for this weather update for the lower 48 United States. Please be sure to subscribe for the latest information on interpretation of weather that we have in the lower 48. And I thank you for your support. Talk to you later.